Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this Sogdian series of some sorts. It's almost like if the last few episodes of recording this series feels like it's having an identity crisis. Huh. Like what are you trying to be? Well, were you supposed to be Egypto-Sogdian, and now you are over there in Morocco of all places? Wait, this part here is Morocco, and that area around there is basically modern day southern parts of Algeria, I believe. I mean, I know Algeria is there, but I believe this is southern portion of that as far as geography is concerned, regarding modern borders. Tempting to get this last bit here, but there was one problem. Sahara. And you know, with them being allied to it. Oh, I remember this area was a tribal holding. And ever since he's lost it, he's reformed it to clan. They actually have cities and temples in the middle of nowhere. Wow. Didn't think they would actually do it. Does that include there as well? Yes. Okay then. So he's got a castle holding now. Conquering this part would give us all of Tuat. And that'll be another to my collection of these Duchy tier titles. Because I thought about this. Controlling Tuat, Tiflat, and Zeus. And it kind of gives me the idea of a possibility of creating a new kingdom whenever we are independent from Egypt, which we will one day. Which it would be one of those, as I described before, as being an organic way of gaining independence, meaning since I moved my capital over there instead of further in the mainland, which means that we have no choice but it'll be separated, and we have to form our own destiny. Because based on our geographical position, so you already have actually that also includes this part, so it should be like if you wish to create a new kingdom, as it says before, you need 3 duchy titles and have to be independent, and I am illustrious. Yes. So ideally, I would have to create my own kingdom instead of taking whatever's of the Idrisids, because of course that means more work, more of this, and I don't want to do that. So I believe it is the first time that I might go for it in that portion of the series where let's just form our own realm from scratch. And of course, all of this will become digital duchies of my new kingdom. But we just have to wait till the time is right for it to become independent whenever our separation is complete. Which that day will come sooner or later. It's not going to be by me. I do not wish to declare war of independence against Egypt because we would lose that. Because look what he has. He's got lots of levies and men-at-arms. And many allies as well. He actually fought against the Abbasids? Well, I never paid attention to such things. Yeah, from Lamia. I remember. Last Koranist realm standing, and it's up in the mountains. But now, on that previous episode, we have got Sigilmas back together. All the factionalism and civil wars that's been going on for decades there has finally ended. And things will be improving around here. Especially that we'll get rid of this modifier in 2 months' time. Because of that poor management of resource which makes large-scale construction difficult. Again, this was a wild western town. When I say western, I mean western part of Africa. Around there. I'm saying it based on direction. And also, I also found a woman who was left for dead, bound and gagged. No, I'm not being kidding. I'm being serious. It happened. You need to watch the previous episode in case you know what the heck am I talking about. And to get even more control, we have also made a large forest of impaled corpses erected in the county just to get faster control growth, despite the lowered popular opinion in these parts. Which is just a way of saying all that infighting in Sijamasa that ruined its prosperity, and now we're bringing it back to prominence. We're back on the right track. And we're sending a message to any of those outlaws and ne'er-do-wells, or any of those reprobates that dares to ruin Sijamasa. Well, these impaled corpses outside the city will make you think twice. I still got a little bit of dread ever since that act, but yeah. But also, gotta move the rally point back to Tuat in Adra-Timi. And he started his dynasty, Timi, named after that place. You become reclusive lately because of your shyness. I tried to befriend you, but couldn't be friends, fortunately. Now, anyways. Now we are halfway there to the next dynasty of legacy, which is the legacy of syncretism. And of course, eventually, we will have to do this. Because at least one of these must be true. Yes, we have the Khanats. But also the urbanization. Says all of these must be true, so you gotta have both Khanats and communal government. But doesn't have urbanization innovation. Again, it's all of these. So this is partly the reason why in the near future, which in fact is not too far, in 4 years' time when we get bailiffs, then I will make the declaration of creating a new divergent culture of Sogdian, which I plan on calling it West Sogdian, just to differentiate from the Sogdians way over in the east. So we'll be calling our old ones East Sogdian, and the one that will be coming soon in the future, West Sogdian, so we can differentiate, just to avoid confusion. And plus, I want to be the cultural head, so once we get bailiffs, then we gotta go for communal government next. As much as I'd like to get royal prerogative and hereditary rule, but get used to it. So, in 962, remember that. So, we plan on going on a conquest war. But should you start the next conflict, it'll take you a number of days. So, that's just a reminder of how long it'll take to gather, since you just moved to this new area. And plus, he's busy with intervening other wars. And soon the camel breeders will be finished. As soon as that thing expires, it's likely going to be finished near immediately. And the next one we're going to build is watchtowers, since this is going to be our capital, and you gotta increase the fort level. Because you need to protect Sijamasa like it's the pupil in your eye. And plus it'll be cheaper. Especially under this culture where building construction costs is cheaper around here. So I don't want to spread that culture of mine to here just yet. Not until it's fully upgraded and well established. And then we'll bring in those Sogdian pioneers over here. But for now, let us declare a conquest for Zis and Tudga. Take both of those, and we'll take the capital. He's gonna have allies, but I ain't scared. I ain't scared. Just head over there and get together. Marshal has improved as of late. You are gallant and a raider now. And this is also the first war that we will introduce these new camel riders. But unfortunately, the Moorish cavalry, which they will be bringing to en masse, can counter against camel cavalry, which explains why the Arabs have a hard time conquering those people. But we Sogdians will not flinch. One unraised soldier, that means, 1 second. Alright. Who is it? Watch. Son of Banda. Yeah. Rendezvous with the rest. Again, I did not want to assemble at Sujamasa because of the number of days it takes. Come on, you're the organizer. Move on. Freedom and friendliness. Interpreting my recent friendliness as a sign, now Bill's come to be with concern for one of my prisoners. It would please me great if you were to release my acquaintance from his dungeon cell, says slowly shaking his head. Why, is it because he's, it'll gain progress, so... He's an unimportant courtier, says his liege, so just release him. "3 months, he'll be under full control." 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The best commander of our generation. He's feeling fine. Okay, good, because he got a good mouthwash recently. This character has recently discovered a nice and pleasing mouthwash recipe. As such, to use it every day to keep away bad breath and ensure they're clean, remain healthy. That's good to know. We need you to be healthy for times like these. Back then, you weren't as good a warrior as you once were, but thanks to all these modifiers, you're now amongst the best. Even rivaling some of my mighty Sogdian warriors. Now remember, take the objective. Shouldn't face too much opposition, because they're busy with their internal squabbles. Smallpox? Oh, hell. Smallpox is back. Nobody can compare to her skills. Intimidated. Alright, that's good to know. But I prefer someone I can trust. Or intimidate. No, intimidate is good. Need to fabricate a hook on somebody else. Like who? Medicinal berries. It ain't gonna keep him alive because he's been menaconic as late. That man has been a bane of my existence. Yeah, give it a try. we go. You can upgrade it further if you wish, but it adds supply limits, which is good for gathering large armies in Sigilmasa. Now it'll take 3 years, and it's more cheaper. Want you to be sent over there just to construct this faster, because I can't wait 3 years. So 2 years would be much more preferable, and to help with the development. Marrakech finally got back together. Job done right. Hostile scheme success chance increased, which is just what I need before I will finally switch back to diplomacy to go back to focusing on majesty, just to get these two. But there's a possibility I might reset the perks just to, you know, get all of this. Again, possibility, can't guarantee it. A hybrid culture between Masrika and Hausa? What? Ah, it's because your wife. They won't accept that. Diverged from Bedouin from some time ago. I must have missed that. So they speak Arabic. Martial is equal. Interesting. Again, there's so much variety of cultures down there where it's just boggles the mind to me. Oh yeah, to what? I'm sure you got your own marshal that's going to take care of it, so train commanders. That's what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. And it'll only take 3 years. Because of a learning skill. And the fervor versus Sunnism. 76, so it'll be much easier to convert. Again, if we really want to establish ourselves, well, this is a start. I won't be getting any piety anytime soon. We'll take advantage of this while we can. Again, we ain't scared. His brother not joining? Doesn't have enough prestige, but do you? Oh, I think I know why he hasn't called him in. Despite the fact, fellow house member. Maybe. Who's the house head? It's him. Maybe they just don't have it. And they can't call him in. This will make our job easier. I had an amazing dream last night. After I woke up, I immediately found the nearest person, one of my servants, and began to recount what happened in the dream. Except by that point, I'd forgotten what had happened in my dream. I stumbled over my words, and struggled to recall any details of my dream as my servant stood there awkwardly. Why is it often too easy to forget what happens in the world of dreams? How irritating. Oh well. You know, you should have bought the Siege Master. That's part 1 of the objective. Also, that Siege Master, you are Egyptian. And I would be losing a bit more supplies instead of having that Berber command. Oh, hell. I mean, you're the best one out of all the stewardship, right? Is that correct? No. Well, time to switch wives again. Primary spouse. Primary spouse swapping. Whoa! A strategist, unyielding defender. Ah, excellent. So that's Mimina battle roll in desert drylands. Whenever he's fought out there. He may be club-footed, but he's calm, so that adds more Mimina battle roll. Again, I'm slightly jealous of their culture. It's almost like, damn, should have done a series of them, but I already know somebody on YouTube that did do it with their series. I already know somebody who's done it. You need to come to this army now. 1 second. Get to your post. He'll help you get moving faster. You might be excited, but also you're a cocky troll. Don't provoke anger, express my court to Nazila. My seneschal. Comes as a complete surprise. She's been under a lot of stress, but to behave like this, that even she struggles. It's calm. It's the beauty. Until the night turns. Everyone's noticed how Parvana has been rather cheerful mood all day. No one seems to know why. Curious. I proudly ask her what is going on. With a shrug and smile, she tells me about a dream she had last night. I had a vision tonight that the world was ending, and the sky was falling, and the time was bending. I watched the heavens collide right before my eyes. And what if the world dies with a sunrise? And yet you are so cheerful? I say confused. It was a fun dream, she admits. I decided to go with it and enjoyed many pleasures before the end happened. I don't know what it says in your interpretation, but clearly that mind is affecting your well-being. She dreamt about the apocalypse and enjoyed it. Huh. But because of a cynical person that I am, I'll say, that's a good attitude to have. Laugh in the face of danger. Of course he would say that. God dang it. Drop it already. Instead we're getting stalemate after stalemate. There we go. Perfect, take the bloody ejector. You have a claim? I'm not a catch. Well, parts of it. No, not the whole thing. Talking about the land. You know, since we're Tuga, and there is a mountain pass that goes through there. Hey, we're close to the holy site. We're about to be close to that holy site. And that would help us, all of us believers. Prowess per level, devotion up, and maximum battle roll +4. Which means all of us, especially commanders of that faith, will do much better in a battlefield. Huh. Another one way up there, that's for cultural fascination, which we might also consider expanding this way. In addition to go that way. So I just want this and this. So Tuat and Vatsus, those are the main objectives. To form our own kingdom. To forge our own destiny. still got good supplies, so... Okay. Now your job. Move this big body of troops faster. And then once we arrive, switch to the Siege Master. And save up your money. Because, you know, it is going to cost 500 gold to turn this into a clan government. And I am also willing to give up some of the territories that I hold from back home, as this is my new one. Hey! Hey! Get back to work! Get this done! Every 14 days. But we need to breach the walls, and then our job will be easier. Ah, crud. He's been captured. And that means he's gonna be in prison. Well, time to go find somebody else to fabricate a claim to. I kind of fear them, because there are a large number of levies, and the allies that they have. Knowing we will be bordered with them, since I have plans to take this. So maybe we should reconsider and just take Marrakech as well. It's basically you're forming your own Morocco. That's what you're doing. So maybe we should not go down there and go this way, even though that's all tribal lands, but there's clan lands up there. But if you wish to invade the entire territory, you gotta become exalted among men. And there is no way I can go that far. I mean, I know I will be living a long time. But prestige-wise, not yet. We'll be engaging them in combat soon, which will definitely help up the war score. But we gotta take the capital first. Because we know he's leading an army. He's up there. Okay. So you have to return home after you bring this down to resupply. He doesn't have siege weapons. Oh, excellent. Can't wait to go back to raiding in the future. We have your wife. Fortunately, no heirs, so we have to win a battle in order to win. Or just wait for time to tick up because we control the objective. But either way, he's gonna have to pay up all of his money. But we can't raid his land, because we'll be in the truce again. Expensive. Let's just resupply first before we engage. Either that or just wait it out. Just hold on for 2 months. Actually, no. Come on. Get it resupplied again. Okay, move out. Stop them. No chance. Not even your Moorish cavalry will stop us. We just done took him hostage. Excellent. Guess what? You're leaving with a hook. 1 second. Try to get there. So that way we can put him in the dungeon and then he'll have to give in the demands I have set for him. Yes. Leaving you with a hook. and you used to hold Sejamasa, and I want you to renounce your claim. Okay, I'll let you off with a hook. And what am I going to do with a hook? Who knows? That's a question. Who knows? And when he leaves, then that's it. There you go. Thank you for your business. Tudga will be my vassal. Okay, because he's lowered rank. I see. Fair enough. Because he's the owner of those 2 lands, but I know he resents me for it, but may think it's tyranny. But you are just a child. Oh yeah, disputed heritage, like that even matters. Actually, we can take the entire big chunk of that. So remember, that's just going to be part of that whole kingdom thing of an idea. Whenever we are independent from Egypt. Whoa, whoa, what is this? That wasn't there the last time I saw him. And for some time I wanted a Mazab. Oh, here's another alternate we could take, but it's not connected. So, that's an issue. And you can't go through there. That's impassable. But nevertheless, we can usurp it now. With someone fighting a war. Whose war? Holy war. Intervening. Wait a minute, who you're after? Oh, those islanders. Guanxi. Totally different people. Which I also do not have interest in taking that. Well, I want you to just get whatever control you have, you little one, and then eventually we're gonna kick him out because when he grows up, he'll be dangerous. In fact, what's his education gonna be? Yeah, he'll be a dangerous one. But I'll tell you what, there's a way to get him out. When you're done with the conversion, fabricate a claim on these 2 areas. So that way we have an excuse to get him out of this realm. And then all of it will be mine. Further helped with the bailiffs for +1 of the domain limit. Oh, I know what happened. The old man finally croaked, and the realms are split. That's what happened. They expanded too much. In a way, I'm pacing back and forth inside my residence, thinking about this or that, and I accidentally bump into some of the furniture. Whoops, silly me. Firm hand. I still have a little bit of dread, so a little bit of prestige from me. Since you got this amount of money, think. No, listen. We don't see each other eye to eye as much as we used to. Till September. Well, crud. Well, I just needed to send it to somebody. Come on. Any takers? Those islanders who are defending. Here's some of them. Every little bit of renown gain helps. And we're about to become noteworthy in a couple of months. What's in a name? Name me Gurak to Alexandria. And I wonder, who's the heir to here? My heir, of course. Yeah, name it after me. Because I'm a bit egotistical. We've already looted this place, but in a couple of months I think we have to start that again. Figures. I fear I have many enemies, so it would be time to start looking for possible plots against me. Made a lot of people mad as of late. Maybe that's why they could not send their troops this way. Because they ain't got no navy. I should be able to help along my attempt to befriend Neville by presenting with a gift. No, I don't want to come on too strong. Plus, it's 100% guaranteed anyway. Another hybrid culture. The Elengrang cultures. So again, can't divert it down this river, and we do not have coinage. And while that requires fortified oasis dynasty, but I still would also love to forge a new kingdom. But that requires getting away from Egypt, because there's going to be a time where we're going to usurp this title, and then we'll move up to Marrakech. And, who's that? Small realm. Inferior. Easy job. Yeah, we should make our way up there. Take all of it. Then we'll start working our way to conquer Duchy, then conquer the other two, and then that's it. Then that will form our new kingdom, which is basically, roughly, modern day Morocco, except for the northernmost part. Except we're about to form our own distinctive culture. The reason why I'm not promoting it right now, because I'm mainly focused on getting these buildings built. And I'm sure some of you are probably thinking, will you ever return to Egypt once you have all of this and to control the Maghreb? Yeah, sure. I'll probably come back to Egypt one day and return to the Nile. But I would not say return to Trans-Saharan. No, that's not the major goal I have in mind. As long as they exist, then we'll just say that Egypt is the only one that's suitable. But of course, you know the Absins will want Egypt back one day. Social manipulation. The first time it happened, I barely even gave a moment's thought. But my Chancellor, Starostas Slava, has grown bolder. Her challenge is no longer pass unnoticed at the council table. She's testing my limits. The others are sure to follow unless I give her a taste of her own medicine. She's a rabidocious adventurer. Brave, honest, ambitious. She'll have the task which are impossible to complete. From puppeteer to puppet. To my great surprise, I managed the others to help her out with the task I had assigned her. As they barely had time to finish it properly together, we became prepared to ask too much. How can I even complain about the execution? God dang it. Okay. Al-Farghani dynasty is known far and wide as we are noteworthy now. After laborious preparations, I was finally able to spend some time alone with Neville. By the time I left, it felt though we had known each other a lifetime already. We are closer than ever. It is an independent realm. It's a wonder how I fabricated a claim on the wrong guy. Because he'll never accept any kind of marriage. I'm willing to accept for a hook, but idea. For a casa. Tell you what. I know you won't accept, but this is just to use that hook on him finally. Because may never know that we'll get a claim out of this. And then use that just for future reference. I know it doesn't affect succession because it's male only. Women cannot inherit claims. No, it's going to talk about multiple spouses. I mean, he's a tribal ruler. That's another thing. He's not clan. Going to be done very soon. The final dream. Someone told me that the process of dying is like stepping into a strange but gentle dream. Is there any truth to it? Perhaps, but thinking about this is helpful while we are alive. We'll launch the conquest of Marrakesh soon. And then we'll use that to turn to this way. To conquer 2 more. And then we'll be back to there. And then we will create 2 more of these. And we'll have it all. But I still must kick them out. Mud brick towers complete. For economic reasons, to desert agriculture. A Do not forget, this is a home of a holy site that will help us all out. Eventually. They chopped down a great pine? My wife is a leper and a lover. Yeep. I gotta break up with her. I want nothing to do with that. Don't give me leprosy. Get away from me. That's an excuse to break somebody up. Four years. It's all that damn Moorish cavalry out there. Move back a bit. Because I'm really thinking that we should go for Marrakech, and then that'll be our turn. So it's 3 digital counties. I see. 3 out of 4. So it's like we got this. Take the entirety of this, and we'll have that created. No doubt. That's why I've been saving up some money lately. And then take 2 more of these. And then we'll get the rest, and then we'll start a new life of a new kingdom. But if we really wanted to fight a war of independence against Egypt, it would be suicide. And he's got long to live too. So he's going to be around as long as I will be around. So we're still going to be under his watch, being his lackey and all of that. So as long as I remain alive, all this will be possible. So I'll start next year. Excellent. While they're fighting each other, they're gonna be distracted. I know the cultural exchange between both the Sogdians will keep decreased due to numerous wars between one and another, but shouldn't worry too much. And I'll be sure to distribute some of these lands accordingly. But I would rather, let's say, like in our future hypothetical kingdom, the northern half should be held by one of my children. And I would hold the southern because there's more value in that in addition to Sijamasa. There's nothing up there except for the holy site, as far as anything as features is concerned. Let's go for it. Got 47 days. So while they're distracted with the fighting between one another, this will buy us time. Come on, hurry up. We don't have much time. Glad you're all here. Now we must take out these 2 armies, and then we'll move up to Marrakech. Where the hell are they going? Oh, they're going to take the shortcut. Then again, maybe not. Yeah, 13 days. Two years to fabricated claim and another 2 years fabricated claim of that, so we can kick him out. Did I or did I not? Earlier today I met some community leaders in a nearby town. It was a matter of official business. Thankfully, while the meeting was a little boring, It wasn't a bad meeting by any means. We left on decently pleasant note. Or, or at least so, I think. About an hour later, when I was returning home with my entourage, a thought occurred to me. Did I say a proper farewell to everyone, as an etiquette dictates? Right. Wait, what if I forgot to say farewell, but no one said anything because they feared of offending someone of high status? It's so strange. I don't remember if I actually said farewell. And if I didn't, it's too late to turn back and formally do it. I'm sure I did. Must have. Alright, we took out one of their army. That one came from the tip. And it's got more Moorish cavalry. More Moorish. There's a river that separates between us. It's all desert. So we don't care about no river crossing, and this is just to prevent their army from bringing more of their cavalry over here. Use the number in the desert well. Oh, and we got him. You know what? Take it now. Of course, that title will be destroyed after the war, which I will bring it back. Again, I don't really want all of this, but I'll be willing to keep the title for one of my children to inherit. We will go to Vazak. Yeah. But I will still hold the duchy, but I'll probably give Vazak some of the land. I mean, I still want children to serve under me. It'll be ideal for the potential spread of the new West Sogdian culture. We got about 20 months. But it depends. Let me see. Ooh. Aha. Mountain herding. Ah, the Baranis. They're into mountain herding. So that reduces building construction costs in desert mountains. But being the owner of the Grand Mosque, you'll want to come up with another ambitious construction project just like Khosrow with his restoration of the Lighthouse of Alexandria and the Oracle of Amun. Okay then. Don't give a crud about you. Scary. Okay. I will keep this. Sister, welcome back. What's that? Enforced. That's for tax and prestige. Oh, god dang it. I really want those too. I didn't know there were Dragon Force there as well. Because we know that ain't there, and this is for duchy building. This is normal. This is normal. But 10 Mahal, now that we have the control of this holy site, so every level of devotion to prowess increases, and maximum battle roll for all of us. Sometimes I wish you were of our faith, but you're still good. I know it. So, Where's Varzak? He's the heir of these three titles. Okay. So I'm willing to give away, and I know this is going to increase my stress for this act. I'm giving you these three. Actually, no, because this is my dynasty, so I'm not getting the ambitious penalty. Alrighty then. And what's the one of the forest again? Is it this one? Yeah, that's it. There you go. So you get to keep all of this. And you will inherit Marrakesh one day. When I pass. I'm only keeping this duchy title here. I'm not adding it as primary yet. I'm waiting to usurp that off of him. But that doesn't stop there. There's these two areas now. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to believe in this part of the series now. After a dozen episodes, you went from Tobruk to Barca to Alexandria to Sijamasa and even reached to the Atlantic coast. Nobody would have thought that. Ever. Amazing. Yeah, it's disabled for now. There's a bit of economy here for this. But 700 gold for a grand mosque. And yes, we are allowed to do that. And whoever's the owner, there's renown. Domain taxes of different faith. Looking at you. I mean, after all, it is an important holy site for us, and no one else's. But you only serve directly under me and nobody else. Got it? And if you want this land, fight for it. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I care less about that armor. I know I collect all of you, but you're my daughters, and it means I give little care for you. Yeah, you should go one for learning. I don't think we have much of children who are into learning. You can negotiate alliances as just to prevent factionalism whenever they all grow up. But these forests, seems they're all connected. So now we know. Aha. So it's this whole area except Tenmala. It's for piety and prestige, which is something I need more of. County corruption, there's two of them actually. Well, we need to get to work on that, shall we? Starting with this. Get rid of the corruption of the area. Anybody you care? Pay up. $100, $100, $100. They all seemed pretty important. Or is that old glitch that's been around since the beginning of the game? If you mass release prisoners, they just give you 100 gold regardless. That could be it. But regardless, take advantage of this. Because when you start your Future conflicts. Maybe I ought to give it to the locals. That's what we should do. When we take those two areas, that'll be the next two places to conquer. Just give it to the locals. Don't give it to my children. Because I'd rather keep this for myself in addition to Tapilat. Which will finally demonstrate the fact that we will say, yes, indeed, we are leaving Egypt for good. Even though we're still under, you know, there's words for it. Another son of mine, Khosrow. Name it after my father. Heck, I might give him land as well, because they say he's going for Alexandria. Well then. But I'm not going to give him those lands over to the coast. I'd rather give it to the locals. No. One day we will be independent from you, and we're going to get away from you. And somebody wondered, well, what about your other sons? I'll give them their lands. I'll give them that, and then that means that our separation would be complete. And then it'll be naturally, organically, we'll become independent and we'll form our own kingdom. Which is something I'm trying to explain to you people here till you get it into your head. That's my ego talking. Also, we're saving up our money for this grand special project of construction, which will take us 6 years. And if I need more money, there's always raiding. So that's why we didn't want to jump onto the conquest just yet. In fact, the real question is, have they been raided? No. But they are weak realms. Yes. We'll raid all over this area. Bring it back here. Don't go to Iberia. As I said, I do not have any intentions to get involved in the Iberian struggle. It's not my intent. I'm only interested in a Trans-Saharan trade in the name of prosperity. And then whenever we get all better, then maybe we can finally challenge the Aghlabids, and then one day return to Egypt whenever the entire Egyptian society breaks down and all that. Unless the Abbasids are involved, then we'll take advantage of the chaos and then come back in. Maybe that could be the next major goal of that series. Yeah, we should consider raiding now. Because you need a little bit of money to, it'll take 50 days, okay. Because we need a little bit of money to go along with it, because we're about to build this grand mosque over that'll take several years. And when it's complete, it'll be glorious. Cannot believe I'm emulating my father. I thought I could never outdo him, of how much he loved Alexandria. But soon, we're going to forge our new identity. Our new identity as a people. We do have a Reaver. Pekako. Belisog. Go get him, Tiger. Or Lion. Or Bear. We have your wife. Time for you to pay. This is just the finance for our big construction project, and as well as the forming of other titles. including one we plan on usurping. Capital's right over there. But you know, that area, you're not too far from the holy site as well. I've never been in this part of the world in a history of playing Crusader Kings. Never been to this part of Africa. Usually, you know, Egypt and Libya. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's the holy site? But there's nothing there. But then again, who are we to judge? In the name of our faith. Who are we to judge? This is a sacred mountain. And one day, whenever we expand our control to there, we will build a mosque there. Or, I'm not a barony. It depends. It should be a barony because don't you want the special building? They do have a university there. A university? Wow. My desire grows strong. That makes me want to go out and conquer that area too. Maybe we should form the Sultanate of Al-Maghreb rather than just create your own kingdom. But remember, that area still exists, the Rump State. Forget about creating your own kingdom. Guess we should just save it up to 1,000 gold, then we'll begin the construction. Don't wait around too long. Oh, good. It's about to be finished over there. Next. This has more value now. My goodness. Almost gone all the way to Gibraltar. Rock of Gibraltar. But that's a straight crossing, so they'll likely be mad at us, and they're at peace, so they'll be ready for any possible raids. So I don't think it would be wise to go up there and reach out to them. But there's a lot more riches up there. Captured him and his son. That means he'll pay more. He's got lots of gold. Excellent. The title was destroyed. Well, that means we can come in and sweep the rest. Yes. So, you better finish up those raids soon, before someone else gets it. Because he's now destroyed his title because he doesn't have the digital right to hold it anymore. Again, that strong desire to go west brought us over here. While we're still connected to Egypt. But when we control all of this, but I fear that he will soon create that title of Maghreb for himself. But he's going to be around for a long time, as long as he has that pet cat around, which is reared in Egypt back in the olden days. Just keep moving up. So do spend it on another building down there, just to complete the collection of buildings. So you got your cavalry, the watchtowers, and desert agriculture. Since Sigil Masa is going to be the one to have prosperity and all that, that would make it up for it. We should go for outposts, lookout towers, adding more defender advantage if we're ever attacked. Even though Marrakesh is the digital capital of a possible future kingdom, but I still say Sigil Masa is going to be my real home, as we are more interested in the Trans-Saharan trade. Now, your child. Capture the Mufti, which won't mean much now. Now the case is stronger to expand further north. Take control of that university. Hold fast for myself. I'm visiting some peasants nearby to better gauge how things are going in my realm, or at least to pretend I care. I ask one of them how they expect the next harvest to go. He says, "There's a nip in the air." The farmer says in his rustic dialect, "Cold won't be good for my crops." Not my problem, so good luck with that. Oh, someone else has joined the raiding party. This place is mine. You get away from there. Six. Should we go further in? Oh, that place has been raided. There's 4 that hasn't... No. Oh, man. A lot of settlements. Means more gold. We'll soon be returning. Don't you worry. So I think we should begin construction when we reach about 900 gold. Siwa and us. Oh, crud. We gotta split the armies when that time comes. What's the matter with Siwa over there? What gives? Monsters in the wilderness. Who did this? I have 12 children. So, you know what? Should we be lovers? Because if you love a person more chances of possibly having children. Plus, out of all my wives that I often swap of the primary ones, this one is the one I love the most because of stewardship reasons. Oh, no, don't worry about it. Get right all along there, and then you got to come back. Again, we will begin the construction of the Grand Mosque over there until all that. Here, have your imbecile mother. Words that you should never say in the front, in your house, I should say. Need to be alone to think about this. No longer overwhelmed by stress, and it's almost time to build that grand mosque, that grand project. Just passing through. You got your own issues. You would be getting that raider trait by now. No. Photozone comes of age. Insightful thinker. Oh yes, I forgot. Fabricating claim. First things first. Next 6 years. But at least we have simple stone quarries. Every little bit helps, but nah, go for it now. And that's one, in order to kick him out of here. Now do it again. And it's time to go home with all that great loot you have. But made aware that Sina is very close to her friend, hasn't it? Gaining her favor might help me to catch her attention. Get a weak hook on me, which will do nothing, to be honest, because she is just a guest. Next time we meet, she'll receive a wider smile than usual. My friend Azanet told me how to help her. I want to offer my thanks. Anything for the friend of Sina's. My culture has finally discovered bailiffs, and the time to diverge a culture is near. And the reason for that is I don't want that slot to be taken up by that man. He's got enough prestige to adopt some tradition, and whatever it is, I don't want it. I'd rather be the one to figure out what my next cultural tradition will be. Which, to be real honest, I should go for xenophilic, because if you diverge a culture, it says the pillar must change. And it means you have to change for any of this. I wouldn't call myself Moroccan. Oh, would you look at that? They finally took the islands. But it matters not, because we're going to conquer them all. It's 18 months. So it's Ogadir and Ifni, you're next. One day we will form the new kingdom of Al-Maghreb, which will be Sogdian ruled, but it'll be a different kind of Sogdian as we plan on diverging the culture very soon. All I need is a bunch of financial backing, as well as all that prestige that we've gained from those raids. Just come back here with all that loot. Thank you. Alright. Now, let's get to work. It's not going to be called Moroccan, because if you were to simulate the fact that if we're going to be called Moroccans, it would have to be Maghreb Arabian. But instead, it's like, yes, we are Sogdians, but we're going to be the different kind of Sogdian. We will be West Sogdian, as I've mentioned before, early in the episode. Just to differentiate from the Sogdians from back there. Okay, the name is West Sogdian. The collector noun is Sogdians. And then I think the prefix should be Sogdian still. And so that way, when people say it's like, hey, wait a minute, which Sogdian are you talking about? It's like, and then we'll have to say the name of the culture. West Sogdian. That's what you would say in a conversation. I know that this is done good for us for the Cosmopolitan, but due to the realities here and knowing that I will be its cultural head, I think it would be best to go for bureaucratic for the cultural fascination progress and the development growth here. And a monthly lifestyle experience. That also helps to go along with it. So obviously, those who are related to me will accept it. And the ones that don't accept that well, we won't judge you for it. At least not too much, but I think they'll be calling us foreigner and all that. Because I don't think religion blending applies here, because they have differences with foreigners and all that. They don't have it, which is the reason why I said that we should go for xenophilic. Except that the songs will be a 100%. That's good to know. So, as far as color is concerned, I mean, it's a slightly similar color to the old Sogdian culture from way over there. Oh, actually here, you can actually look at it. You don't have to go to all the way to Trans-Saharan and look for it. Should we be of a slightly different shade? Like a darker shade? Or just to reflect on being on the Trans-Saharan, that we should be a little more, golden. Because the main trade around here is gold. And in the future that we would establish the God bless it, the mints of Sigilmasa. That's where we get more gold. So I think our color should be bright yellow or close to what looks like golden. Actually, this looks more gold than yellow. But as for traditions, nothing will be changed because I will be adding a cultural tradition if the circumstances are right and have the prestige for it, which I gotta do more prestigious things. But instead, you are spending it on wars of conquest because of a madman's ambition. So again, we'll be calling ourselves West Sogdian. So we're still largely Sogdian. The only different thing about us is we're more bureaucratic than cosmopolitan. But we will add the xenophilic tradition. That's what I'm going to be saving my prestige on, to make up for not having this. And to get rid of the negative opinion to other cultures. Because I'm getting tired of that, to be honest, as far as hostility is concerned. So, let's do it. The West Sogdian Divergence. Small changes of dialect, slightly different customs. It was easy to miss at first. Over time, small changes led to large ones. However, now the Sogdians living in Al-Farghani have begun to identify themselves as West Sogdian instead. These Sogdians seem to be developing a growing appetite for verbose laws, long chronicles, and labyrinthine charters, taking comfort in a society ran by ever-expanding formal practices. With the West Sogdian people now looking to me for guidance, it is time to set the stage for our shared future. To a new age, a new era, a new people. Of course, that means, it's those from Barca is the ones that changed. Not from those over there. And now, we can definitely start promoting this new culture, starting with here. Those Sogdian minority in Barca, it's about time that we should begin to promote culture. It's basically what we're saying, let's bring those settlers over here. We're going to start there and possibly spread it to other areas, even all the way to the coast if we have to. But of course, that cultural acceptance between us and the voters would decrease over time. And I got a long life to live, so I will live to see to that happens. But for now, wait 10 months. Wait 10 months, and then we'll begin to spread our culture over here. And now, here's another thing. Must decline. Yeah. Now we can create this other title. And you get some of that prestige back. And I will make this as my new primary title, because of our relevant geographical location. So that means he will be the owner of the West. He will have Serenica, is Zarathustra. Gurak will have Alexandria, which I will hold on to that as long as I can, because of renown reasons. And this one for Marrakesh, well, he will keep the new title, Tafilat, all that. Rome will lose land when vassal dies. Yeah, and that is the reason why we're fabricating claims to that area, and we're going to kick you out. It is still technically part of Egypt, but due to that location, whenever I pass or whenever I feel the time is right, like say you are able to unite almost all the lands, and then give your sons all of those titles to the areas of Egypt and Libya, and then and only then can organic independence will be achieved, and then I will able to set my own destiny for all of this. That's what I see. Now, to reform West Sogdian. Now, where's xenophilic? That's got to be related under social. You need 4,000 prestige because you do not have communal or egalitarian or cosmopolitan, so crud. If only we were fighting against hostiles and evil infidels, then maybe we could have. But remember, you cannot switch to martial custom of equal unless you have all this. But that would have to happen in the future with that other syncretic folk religion of that part of Sunnism, where it's a little more fundamentalist. In the meantime, horseshoes. Oh yes, thank you for reminding me. So we have bailiffs, thanks to the new one. And remember, since capital, when we want to divert and dam the Zeus River, you need, again, at least one of these must be true. It's like either of these or just have urbanization. So we need communal government, which take 44 years. And that is partly the reason why we need to start spreading that culture soon into a bunch of these areas. The larger the culture, then the more likely you are to have that. So it'll probably will not happen in my lifetime. No way I'm going to live up to my 80s unless I take the medicine focus. No. I want to commission epics whenever that time comes. Which will be in a couple of years, actually. Later during the 960s. Blunder claim. Blunder results in claim, you should say. Oh, that's up there. But it would be much easier just to take it over via... I mean, it's cheaper. But getting this would be nice. But there's always a chance that you could reduce that by taking this. Thank you. So I think small conquest wars will have to do, and that means we create one more title before the separation will be complete. So, one would think I feel like I'm a duchy collector. But, no, I think we realized. And also, don't forget, eventually conquer them. Which that person's going to do that for the job, actually. He's going to do the job for us. Just wait 6 months. We'll end the episode very soon. Okay. Zealous adventurer. Since you're zealous, I think you'll probably want to hear about religion. Good choice. What's a development? Further north. Aha. Now I have a strong desire to get Vas as well. There's a Trans-Saharan trading post as well. Really? Oh, it goes to there and to Marrakesh. Ah. So that means that I can just lose Tripoli without having any worry, because there's a more developed territory out there. So I'll be willing to ditch it. So we can get away from Egypt for good. So, guess we are gonna make this a reality. So that explains why I have 8 instead of 7. Which is fine. Thanks to the bailiffs too, by the Sogdian culture. You're an impeccable man, Gurak, but I do not like you that way. Only Allah knows what future might hold for us. Ah, yes, of course. Okay, it's time. And this is gonna take a long time for this. We're gonna bring those West Sogdian settlers over here. They're going to be settling in many different places inside of this future new kingdom. Unsafe highways. These are upgradable. Ah, that's good. Upgradable forests for more wealth. Now we have controller here, and the kingdom title is destroyed. To reform it, obviously we're going to be taking this, but in actuality, we're only going to be taking the southern half of it before we advance further northwards, especially to Fas. But fortunately, we can start spending less prestige to take them out one by one. I'll end the episode as soon as we get this next diplomacy perk, which will be True Ruler to offer vassalization acceptance, but I don't think it's going to work because there's some not so nice people out there. Even a compassionate one. Oh, my poor daughter. Good, thank you. That boy has more land than he needs to be. Needs to. I just simply want those 2 heirs and tell them to get out. It's been a while. Hey, Sultan. For you. Maybe we will form a rival kingdom, so that way we can fight against those two, especially the Aghlabids, which is the bane of my existence, and is also an obstacle on the way to get back to Egypt. Because that's going to be my intention. It's like, yes, this is our new home, but I still have a desire to take the lands where our ancestors had helped improve, especially Sela and Alexandria, because of renown. But do not fret, they'll be given to you. I'll give them to my children. So with that, that will be the end of this episode. So in the next episode, we'll be going on the offensive again. This time it's to collect one more duchy title. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this will be my 6th one. Possibly 7th for up there as well, since I have an interest of not only controlling the university because of renown and a monthly lifestyle experience, and per level of fame for intrigue and learning. I missed that part. I was looking at the renown and monthly lifestyle. And not to mention home of the Holy Mountain up there, where it adds more cultural fascination, which would help us a little, since I'm fascinated about communal government. And we want to get that as soon as we can in order to advance the next level of Sijamasa's prosperity. And do not forget, coinage as well. You have to be illustrious or above for this. So, 43 years? 48 years. Yep, definitely communal government. So, divert the dam the river will be the first thing to come in the future. And then also in the next episode, that we will, in 4 years' time, have this Grand Mosque constructed just to add a little more of the monthly renown. Then we will turn our attention to go up there. And a possibility of building a holding up there so we can build another Grand Mosque up there. In the name of our dynasty. I guess I made the right call after all to say, quote unquote, leave Egypt and go to the area that we know today as Morocco. And from there, we will establish ourselves, build up our strength, and as stated before that, we have no intentions of going up there. And those islands is a maybe. I mean, we could kick them out of the mainland, and then you'll be the new islanders there. Like Guanji there. So, we hope you people have enjoyed this episode. I mean, good God, I've never done anything like that. The whole... Like, back then, when I used to do a series like Bosnia, or this other thing, that we would just be content with where you are, because this is your homeland. Whereas for us, we have no homeland. Our old homeland is up there, and we can't go back. So we've been traveling from far away, from Libya, Egypt, through the deserts, into the oasis, and here we are, and this is where we will stay for our new homeland and to spread the West Sogdian culture. But the time of conquest is not over yet. So reforming that tradition isn't going to happen anytime soon. But of course, if you wish to go back to where you were, you need 20,000. That ain't going to happen anytime soon. You're going to be bureaucratic for the rest of your life. For the rest of the culture's existence, I should say. So, we hope you people have enjoyed this episode, which... I got nothing more to say. I'm tired. But see you in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.